Look up tonight. Somewhere between those points of light is the answer to a question you've probably never asked. Not what are we, but what were we before we were us? Every atom in your body has a birthday, and it's older than the sun. Let's go back almost 14 billion years. Before Earth, before the sun, before any star had ever lit the dark, there was nothing recognizable, just an impossibly hot, impossibly small point, about to become everything. Then it happened. The universe didn't just begin, it erupted. In the first few minutes, space filled with the simplest thing that could exist: hydrogen and a little helium. No carbon, no oxygen, no iron. None of the things you're made of existed yet. For hundreds of millions of years, the universe was just this: a vast, dark fog of the two lightest elements drifting, cooling, waiting. But gravity doesn't like empty space. Slowly, clumps of that hydrogen gas began to pull toward each other. Denser, tighter, hotter. And somewhere in that collapsing cloud, pressure did something remarkable. It lit a fire that would never go out. The first stars were born. Under crushing gravity, hydrogen atoms were forced together so hard they fused into helium, releasing the very first starlight the universe had ever seen. Stars are not just balls of fire, they're factories. Inside every star, fusion keeps building. Helium fuses into carbon, carbon into oxygen, oxygen into neon, magnesium, silicon. Layer by layer, a star spends millions of years assembling the raw material of everything that will ever exist. But there's a limit, because fusing iron doesn't release energy, it costs energy. When a massive star finally tries to fuse iron, the fire that held it up simply stops. For one heartbeat, nothing holds the star together. Then gravity wins. The core collapses in less than a second, and everything that took millions of years to build gets slammed back outward in one of the most violent events in the universe: a supernova. For a few weeks, a single dying star can outshine every other star in its entire galaxy combined. In that explosion, the unbearable heat and pressure forged the elements a star could never make on its own: gold, silver, uranium, copper. Then the explosion flings all of it: carbon, oxygen, iron, calcium out into the emptiness of space, scattering it, seeding it. That dust drifts for millions, sometimes billions of years, cold, silent, mixing with the leftover dust of other dead stars, until in one unremarkable corner of one unremarkable galaxy, gravity starts pulling again. A cloud of that ancient stardust begins to spin, faster, flatter, denser at the center, until enough material gathers to ignite a new star. Our star, the sun. Around it, the same dust forged inside dead stars starts clumping into rock and metal and ice. One of those clumps settles into a very specific orbit, not too close to burn, not too far to freeze. That clump becomes Earth. For a long time, it's just rock, molten, then cooling, lifeless. But the ingredients are already there: carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, calcium, iron. Elements a star died to create, now sitting quietly on a cooling planet. And something happened. Molecules started copying themselves. Life began, built entirely from the leftover ash of stars that exploded before the sun even existed. Which brings us to you: the calcium in your bones, forged inside a dying star. The oxygen in every breath you take, forged inside a dying star. The iron carrying that oxygen through your blood right now, forged inside a star that collapsed and exploded long before Earth existed. Even the carbon in your DNA was cooked inside a stellar furnace, blasted across the galaxy, and eventually pulled together into a person standing on a rock, wondering about all this. That's not a metaphor, it is quite literally physics. The atoms that make up your body were not created on Earth, they were created light years away, inside stars that lived and died before our sun was even a thought in the universe's mind. You are old, older than you feel, older than any calendar could measure. The iron in your blood has existed since before there was a you to carry it, before there was an earth to walk on. Before there was even a solar system to call home, it traveled across unimaginable distances through unimaginable time just to end up arranged as you. So the next time you look up at the night sky, understand that you're not looking at something separate from yourself. You're looking at family, distant, long extinguished, but family all the same. Because somewhere out there, a star lived its life, ran out of fuel, and in its final moment gave everything it had, so that one day, billions of years later, something could stand on a small blue planet, look up, and ask the question, are we made of stars? We're not just made of them. We are stars, still figuring out how to shine.